Most of them would apply for subsidy, and they would tell me things that were just outlandish. What if they wanted to do in Canada? Some of them actually wanted Sharia law here. I was like, are you crazy?
I know math is not the Conservative Party of Canada's forte.
And the budget will balance itself.
So,
This is a YMCA employee talking about their experience working there. So let's have a listen. Welcome back to Canada Wide.
What I'm seeing going on in the UK and even in Toronto is not a shocker for me. I used to work at the YMCA of Northern Alberta, and I did so for 10 years, and I was in a management position with a lot of staff under me. All those staff were different cultures and religions, and we all got along fine, and I learned a lot of really great things from them. We had multicultural days, and we always had a lot of fun, actually. It was quite nice at times. But there was a shift that started to happening at the YMCA. So the YMCA, if you don't know, it is a Christian organization. Well, it used to be Young Men's Christian Association. And in the United States, a lot of the places still are, but in Canada, they've kind of whitewashed that. When I was there, I was told that I was not allowed to use the word Merry Christmas in the Christmas cards. I did anyway, I didn't care. I actually put a manger on my desk just to protest. And then the crazy stuff started happening. So I had a few staff that were Muslim and lots of people in the facility because the demographic of the city that we lived in had a lot of Muslims. For the most part, never had a lot of problems, but I started to see a trend of certain things that they would do when they came in the facility. Most of them would apply for subsidy, and they would tell me things that were just outlandish. What if they wanted to do in Canada? Some of them actually wanted Sharia law here. I was like, are you crazy? This is a free nation. But what was really crazy is what the YMCA actually did. So as you know, Muslims pray 7 times a day or 9 times a day with their mats for, I think, 10 minutes. That's perfectly fine. I don't care. Do your religion, eat your food, do whatever you want. It's not my problem. It becomes my problem when you do it on my work time. As the supervisor of whatever department I was working in at the time, I had to allow my Muslim staff to leave their shift whenever they felt like it to go pray. Yeah, that happened all the time. Now, did that happen for other people that worked there? Absolutely not.
Does this remind you of a bit of the Open Society from George Soros? Is that guy like 150 now? I don't know what that guy does to stay alive. Anyway, it almost sounds like it's the Open Society and the money, the billions of dollars he has floating around, that was the whole idea. There was a meeting like 20 years ago, and it's slowly coming into fruition in Canada from what it seems. And Trudeau's the perfect weak leader to allow it. And there was a video going around too saying that Trudeau hates Canadian born. You know, anyone born in Canada he hates because they never wanted to come here. They just sort of got it. You know, this is from the what's his trust fund baby over here that got everything in his heart desires. I don't even know if he finished any degree really. He just sort of, you know, he went to a science degree, yeah, but then dropped out after 6 months. Like that's all I ever hear about with him, a bungee jumping coach. That's all he was. Anyway, let's keep listening to him here. But it does sound like the Open Society with George Soros, in my opinion. But let's keep going.
It didn't matter what other culture or other religion that you were involved in. You did not get to leave your shift whenever you wanted to go pray. If you were a smoker, you were not allowed to go out unless it was your break time or your lunch time. But if you were a Muslim, you were allowed to do this whenever you saw fit. I don't know about you, but it sounds a little hypocritical and crazy. According to the law, you work an 8-hour shift, you get a half an hour lunch, and you get 2 15-minute breaks. So do we make exceptions for just one group of people and not the rest of them? Now, I know the YMCA is not going to be very happy that I put this public. But you know what? I was an employee there for 10 years, and I see a lot of crap going on. And it just emulates what's actually happening in our country. I don't really care if they're upset because it's the truth. Nothing I said here is a lie. I was the supervisor. I had to allow people to do that. Only that group of people. What happens in a country when you start making exceptions for one group of people? You know, all of you have been saying, oh, it's Canada, it's multicultural. What culture are we? Look at our law and our constitution if you don't have education enough to know what it is. So what are your thoughts on that? 100% true.
It does appear that Canada has become way, way more into the Middle East, 1,000-year wars that they have there, which is so disappointing. And I think that a lot of people that I don't even understand how people have the time in the day. Don't they have jobs, but they have time to protest down there, hold the flags and buy them and stand there? Like, people that work in Canada don't even have the time to do any of that. Like, even they have kids and do stuff, but it just seems so strange. And I wouldn't be surprised if they all get paid and all that money that they get actually comes from Canadian taxpayers. And that's the big joke about it. With all these billions of dollars that leave Canada, I mean, look at the ones that goes in Canada with the ArriveCan app and all the MPs that have all these money laundering and taking money businesses that they have. Imagine billions leaving Canada, unaccounted, gone, poof. It just gone into the abyss. Where do you think that ends up? And it just seems, I think when October 7th, before that, there was some money that was disappearing or something, or I think it was with Ukraine. I don't know. It just seems like even the money going there, once you start pumping that money through and buying arms and stuff, that it just, I don't know, it just gets moved around and guns get bought and traded and everything. And like, where did all that money come from to do that? But anyway, I'm not on any side on the Middle East where I live in Canada, and I don't care. I don't even want to be educated on any of it. I just don't want to know any of it, because I think we have enough problems. I mean, look at Olivia Chow. All she wants to do is change street names. There's a politician. Why don't you go yell at her what she does? And it looks like Trudeau too. He did something where he didn't want to go to a pride parade somewhere because he wants to support the Middle East flag, a different one. Like, even he's falling apart. And this guy, you never really hear anything about him, his other partner that he might have. And I would almost suspect by October that he's gonna do something drastic. And I think he will try to be with someone who's very famous woman and just try to distract someone that's really lovable and that went with him. And I don't even know if that's even hard. It's impossible to find with him. But I think there's some big distraction coming for Trudeau. He has to have a distraction for the next election that is going to happen. He has to. He has a gameplay that's going on right now. And even the gameplay right now with everyone protesting where he's at. And now he's not disclosing where he is going to physically be on a location in his agenda. Like, that's something Gerald Butts and Katie Telford planned. They said, you know what? Everywhere you go and plan, there's people yelling at you, dropping, swearing, and they hate your guts. So just don't announce where you're going to go. And every city that we are going to go, we'll just, the MP that's there, we know that it's safe for Liberals. We'll just text the Liberals that are around there to join, text them and email them to say, hey, you want to join? We're having a get-together with our supreme leader, and then they come. That's all it is right now. That's all it is. And so no one knows where the PMO is going to be. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know this was a bit of a new video. I haven't done one in a while, but I'll see you in the next video. Best of goodbyes.